An aggressive approach. Now, aggressive doesn't necessarily mean you got to be aggressive in a rude, disrespectful, or in a physical, or just in a pushy, but mainly in a negative. It means the contrary. It means being aggressive requires you to at least be committed. You have to believe in what you're doing. You have to believe in what you're selling. You have to believe in yourself. And you have to believe that customers are going to say yes if you keep emphasizing, if you keep elaborating, if you keep offering more information. Now, aggressive simply means a non-stop mentality, meaning there's no way that you're going to throw the towel without giving yourself another opportunity. That's one way of looking at an aggressive approach. Another way of looking at an aggressive approach just means shooting high. We're talking about confirming the information, and if the customer is positive, doesn't give you any negatives, then you're going to shoot high. You're going to go aggressive. You're going to offer a 300 BF or even more than a 300. That means aggressive. That means you're shooting high because you've confirmed that there's no negatives, that everything is positive. Now, let me give you a couple examples. I'll give you one example of closing, an aggressive approach on closing. So being aggressive requires you to be persistent, not to give up, not to throw the towel, to keep using an abundance of solutions and an abundance of information until they actually say yes. So for instance, I have a rule. You should keep offering information for at least a good 5-10 minutes before you determine that you're not getting anywhere. So that means aggressive, an aggressive approach on using one and another one and another one and another approach, another tool, emphasize on more information until you obtain a yes, or until you determine that you've been trying for at least a good 10-15 minutes. Being aggressive requires you to have an aggressive mentality that everyone is going to say yes, that you're assuming the sale, you're assuming everyone's is going to buy. You assume that everyone is going to be willing to make a decision. That's one. Number two, you're not going to give up. You're not going to accept what they're telling you unless it's exactly what we're looking for. So unless they say yes, we're not going to move on. We're going to continue hammering knowledge, using an abundance of solutions, using information, using tools, justifying factors, whatever it is, all the information that this course and this program teaches you, you're going to use it, and you're going to set up a presentation, that a consistent presentation, a persistent presentation with a lot of abundance of solutions and information until they say yes. That's one of the definitions of being aggressive. You're not going to give up. You're going to keep trying and trying and trying until you obtain a yes. Being aggressive means you're not going to give up. You're going to keep offering information. Or the second scenario means you're going to shoot high. You're going to go aggressive on your options, aggressive on the prices, aggressive on the initial payment, simply because the customer didn't give you a reason why you should go conservative. So when you go aggressive on your options, it just requires a lot of information, a lot of justifying, a lot of emphasis on why they should invest the information that you're giving them. So to summarize, aggressive just means aggressive mentality, an aggressive approach, which requires a lot of information, not giving up, keep trying until you actually obtain a yes, or simply an aggressive option, which means you're shooting high because you have an abundance of confirmations that the customer will be willing to say yes regardless of the option. Maybe the service was one of the factors. Maybe you're saving them a lot of money. So if you're saving a customer a lot of money, you're going to go aggressive because you're saving them a lot of money. There's a lot of value to use to justify the option that you're giving them. So once again, aggressive doesn't mean anything negative. In the contrary, you have to be aggressive. You have to be an aggressive closer, an aggressive agent, an aggressive producer, because customers are going to tell you no 15 times, 20 times. Do you have what it takes to go toe to toe against every objection, against every rejection until you actually convince them. That's technically what aggressive means.